Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video here on Watts Wildlife. Today guys, we are going to be looking for a pretty cool animal, probably the most interesting animal that we have locally here in Kentucky, and that is the black bear. Today we are in the western side of the Appalachian Mountains in eastern Kentucky, and we're going to be going over to a little state park called Kingdom Come State Park. It's pretty small and unknown, but they very commonly see black bears there. You're pretty much guaranteed to see a black bear if you go over to Kingdom Come State Park and spend an evening, just a couple of hours, driving around this loop road up at the top. The black bears come out and sniff around the picnic tables to see if anybody's left any food out almost every evening, and so we're probably going to see one. So because of that, this evening we are going to be driving about 40 minutes away from where we are right now in the mountains to another area where Kingdom Come State Park is, and we are going to be looking for black bears right here in Kentucky. So with that guys, let's go ahead and dive right into this video, and hopefully we will get to see some really awesome bears and maybe even some cubs. Alright guys, so as you can see, we have arrived here at Kingdom Come State Park. We've got this beautiful mountain range behind us, and there's a loop road up here that we're going to drive around and hopefully get to see some black bears. They're very frequently seen here, like I said. So we've got about 2 hours left of daylight, so we're going to be just pretty much driving around this loop over and over again in search of black bears. So let's go ahead and get to that right now. Now the upper loop road is only about 4 or 5 miles long, max maybe even only 2 or 3. And so we ended up spending the next 2 hours driving it over and over and over again, and as you can see, there were black bear signs, warning signs and such all over the place, and we ended up driving for 2 hours that evening and saw absolutely nothing. So then the next evening we showed back up about the same time and began to drive the loop road all over again. And after driving the loop maybe 3 or 4 times, we ended up coming up across a power line clear cut. We saw some people standing out of the car, pointing down into the clear cut, and boom, out walks a baby black bear cub. And he is closely followed by his mother along with 2 other cubs, and so we ended up being able to see 3 black bear cubs with a mother, which was really incredible. Not what I expected. I thought maybe we'd see a bear, but not anything like 3 cubs and a mother. It was really incredible to see them, and as you can see in this footage, it's not really that great of footage. They're down in this clear cut for power lines, but they ended up moving over into this forested area with larger trees, and here in a minute we are able to get some better footage of them actually over in the forest there. Now the ranger here in Kingdom Come State Park actually told us that these bears were pretty recently brought into this area by their mother. The cubs had only been out of the den probably a week or 2, or at least they had only seen them in the park for only about a week or 2. Obviously the cubs were older than that. They had just been in the den, but he had only begun to see them in the park in the past week or 2. And it's really great to see that there are black bears here reproducing in Kentucky, because there was a point in the 1900s in which there were no black bears in Kentucky because of people just hunting them, because they're viewed as a nuisance and there was no regulations on hunting them, and the fact that there was so much logging and deforestation that most of the large hardwoods were cut down. And you know, just in the past 20-25 years or so, have the hardwoods rebounded enough to where they are a large enough size to actually support healthy bear populations, because it's pretty crucial for black bears to be able to climb trees, and so there obviously needs to be some very large trees for them to be able to do that. And so because of the lack of hardwoods, black bears have only rebounded in the past 20 or 25 years or so, but they are now thriving in the state of Kentucky. And it was honestly so awesome to see these bears, and you can actually see here in a second, you can see the mom down at the base of that tree, and in a minute here, one of the cubs gets spooked by a car driving by and ends up shooting up the tree, and gets scared because he doesn't really know what a tree is yet. He is pretty young. You can see him clinging to the tree there, and obviously he's pretty young and hasn't really done this a lot before. Like I said, he'd only been out of the den a week or 2 by now, so he quickly climbs back down to the ground and gets close with mom. But the next footage, as you can see here, we actually were able to get close up with the bears over in the forested area, and you can see the mother right there. It's somewhat blurry. A lot of these shots are not perfect. They're a little bit blurry. That is just because we were, you know, in the car and they were back in the forest a little ways, and so it was difficult to actually get the camera to focus on the bears rather than the trees, but you can still see what's going on, and the focus is definitely there, at least in a couple of these shots. But as you can see, the mother there is just looking around for food, just sort of foraging and looking for food, and the cubs are sitting off to the side, definitely a little bit scared of the car, and not really sure what it is. Like I said, they were so young, just barely out of the den, that they're still learning what everything in the world is. But you can see here, we got another shot of one of them shooting up the tree here, and this is probably the best shot I got on the whole trip. Definitely really cool and really cute to see that little bear climbing up the tree and then climbing back down and scurrying over to link back up with mom. As you can see, this little cub did not want to get too far away from his or her mother, but he ended up getting back over there with his mother. All three of the cubs did, and they sort of got a little farther back in the woods, a little farther harder to see for us from the car. And after that, they went back over into the clear cut, crossed the clear cut, and went into the forest on the other side. And we never got to see them again. But we did get to see them for, you know, 5 to 10 minutes here, and it was really cool to be able to watch these cubs and their mother in sort of their natural habitat, and the cubs learning and exploring the natural world that, you know, they've really never seen before because they're so young. It was really cool to be able to see them getting to experience this, and that, you know, that the mother kind of allowed us to get so close and wasn't really that worried about human interaction so close with her cubs, because, you know, like I said, the bears in this park are relatively habituated with humans. They are definitely used to humans being in the area, so we were able to see these cubs with their mother, and that was pretty awesome. But like I said, after that, they went back down into the clear cut, kind of disappeared into the bushes, and then crossed into the forest on the other side, and we weren't able to see them anymore. That is all the footage that I got of the black bears. Let's go ahead and now close this video out. Alright guys, so that was a pretty awesome experience. Pretty cool that we got to see those black bears. It took a while, a lot of driving, but we ended up seeing them. Unfortunately, like I said earlier on, we didn't really get as much good footage as I'd hoped. We weren't able to get, you know, some shots of them really out in the open. Most of the shots that I had were them, you know, behind trees and stuff. But, you know, sometimes that's just the case. You can't always see animals in the prime conditions. We were still able to get some pretty good footage. I feel like enough footage to make a video out of. And I was definitely really happy to be able to see those black bears with cubs. Definitely great to see that they're thriving in this area and that they're reproducing, having cubs, healthy cubs. Definitely a great thing, so we were lucky to be able to see that. But that is going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like this video and share this video with your friends, and also, most importantly, subscribe so that you can be entered for that giveaway to go swim with manatees down in Florida entirely for free. I've said it before and I'll say it every single video. I will pay for it. It's totally free. You know, hotel, food, transportation, everything will be totally paid for by me. All you have to do is subscribe and you can be entered for this awesome experience with manatees down in Tampa, Florida. So please, if you're interested in doing that, subscribe, guys. And if you're interested in keeping up with the channel, follow my Instagram. If you're interested in that, link down below. Post updates on when videos are going out and post different pictures that I take of the outdoors, whether that be landscapes or wildlife. I just post pictures and video updates over there. So if you're interested in keeping up with me through that, you can follow my Instagram. We'll link that down below. So that will be all for this video, guys. Thank you all again for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.